Now, what do you do if you've been given a directive from your project board or executive that a particular part of your project is no longer required? In such situations, you might find that the inactivate function in Microsoft Project could be very useful. So in this video, we're going to look at how to inactivate and reactivate tasks, quickly discuss the kind of situations where you might do this, and then also look at how you can tidy up your project schedule when you have numerous inactive tasks. So let's begin. Well, for example, we might feel that this particular job here, organise food and drink contributions from residents, this task 19 is no longer required. Now we could simply get in there and delete that and it will all be removed, but also a lot of the work that we've done in the background also gets deleted as well. For example, the estimated time that you put in, the resources, the prerequisites, the time frame, all get deleted along with it. And what happens if someone changes their mind and then you realise that we really needed that task there in the first place? A useful function is the inactivate function. And what you can simply do is click inactivate, and you'll notice it's not completely removed from the visuals, but it is actually removed with regards to the resource and the time frame. For example, I've just chosen a task there that doesn't sit on the critical path, so generally nothing has changed in the overall time frame apart from the actual task. But for example, if we realise that this particular activity here in row 14 was no longer required and I click inactivate, all of a sudden the critical path is shortened because that extra step in the critical path is gone, but the information is retained should you need that later on down the track. So say for example, this assigned specific roles and responsibilities, it was removed and now someone has decided to change their mind again and say that it's now required. Well, then you click the inactivate button again and it is reactivated. So that's quite a useful little tool that you can help to manage tasks without deleting information that you may regret later on in your project. Now, you'll probably agree that if you do this for a number of tasks within your Gantt chart, so say for example we're doing that now, inactivate, the Gantt chart itself can get a bit ugly, a little bit messy. There's a lot of things going on there that aren't actually required in the overall scheme of things, but it still takes up real estate, or in other words, still takes up room on your project schedule. So what's a way that we can hopefully tidy this up and only highlight the tasks that we want to show off to our project team, or indeed the project board in this particular case? Well, a useful way to get around this is by establishing a new view to not delete the activated tasks, but to effectively filter them out in a different filtered view. I'll show you how this is done. You go to the top left-hand part of your workspace, of your screen. You can see Gantt chart. Drag that down or click that and you'll see that there is more views shown here. So click more views and you'll be given this more views dialog box here. And you want to create a new view that can just filter out inactivated tasks or any other tasks that you may not want shown on your particular printed view here. So you're going to want to click single view and then click OK. And in this particular case, we'll call this clean view. There you go, clean view. And in table, select entry, the group, select no group, and in filter, this is the important part here, we want active tasks. We want to disengage or filter out those inactive tasks in our Gantt chart. Now if we click OK and we go apply, notice what you've got here. You've got a reasonably nice and clean sheet. Inactivated views have been filtered out, and this could be a useful sheet that you might like to show to your project team or project board to keep them updated. Now if you want to go back to your real worksheet with everything on it, simply go back to Gantt chart and you can see you can continue to make adjustments here and inactivate or activate tasks, and then you get the best of both worlds. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and please let me know if you have subscribed. I'd love to keep the conversation going.